I'm always happy to be with teachers, more so with young students. Taught postgraduates to graduates to PUC students. Now I engage myself interacting with middle school and high school students. So constantly demoted, continuously. Just to say what I have been doing, I take a minute. We are engaged in checking if every learning of whatever requirements are there for a person to navigate in life should be experienced. I heard about Taj Mahal. I forget. I see Taj Mahal once, I remember for a long time. The moment I hear the name Taj Mahal, the picture comes in front of my eyes. But these are all going to stop there. I learned swimming maybe 50 years back. I have not got into water for 50 years, but if I slip into water, my heads and hands don't wait for instructions from the way. It starts automatically. That is, whatever is experience is only knowledge, and rest is information. This is not what I am telling, this is what Einstein said. Anything other than experience is only information and not knowledge. So, today, information has no value. When we were all young, or even when you were young, internet was not there. That time, the classroom teacher was given to you. At first, parents are educated. But today, with the internet, even in the remotest corner of any place, you can access whatever is taught in MIT, Stanford, Princeton, Purdue, name anything. It's there. And therefore, democratization of knowledge is happening. Information has got all over. You are not deprived. You have a level playing field. Therefore, information carries no more weightage. It's all applications. I'll quickly come to competitive exams and things like that, because I was the probably first then considered an unwise fellow to start at days, because I had a very secure job. People thought this, I was 46 years, people thought this fellow is going to get ruined and he has left a safe job. I started days then. Today, information has become available everywhere. And why do we go for education? What is the purpose of education? Purpose of education is to basically acquire capabilities, competences, which can solve problems of real life. Ultimately, nobody gets a job to transfer information. Teaching profession was unfortunately one where information transfer itself was respected. I would take colored copies, I have beautiful language, I can do some history, I make every child remember, understand whatever it is. Then I would say, Shafi is a great teacher, HSN is a great teacher, Nagaraja is a great teacher. It's a certificate for us. What happens to the student? Sir, I don't have to read it all, sir. Once he does, once he teaches, I don't have to read. That's the end of it. So, this was the kind of scenario, with the exceptions of some teachers, giving them insight into applications. But unfortunately, the rote memory and from the 80s, I was also one of those who was associated with the modeling of CET in Karnataka, which was followed by all of the states as sponsored exercise. I know this was all done with a good intention. But what has happened is, whosoever can mark fast, understood, not understood, nobody knows because it's not subjective, gets a better rank. Unfortunately, it has become a rat race. But this will be shortly. IIT exams once were subjective kind of questions. Some problems were unsolved problems that were given. If a student wrote 2 steps correctly, he would get full marks because thinking was tested. Now thinking and intelligence is not tested. Whether you mark with your eyes closed or open, if you mark the right place, you get the marks. I will not talk about what happened in NEET, etc. Forget that. Why I am talking this is, we are going to change because the whole world is changing. Teaching cannot remain stagnant. For example, there was a time when people would say, I taught your father, man, I taught you, I teach your grandsons and also. Now we will all become obsolete very, very soon if we don't change. So one of the challenges for people to teach competitive exams is the environment of it. I don't know, because I am away from that, I am not criticizing. They have transformed it like that. Somehow get results, somehow get marks. Such people don't survive. Your students who qualify to IITs and medical colleges with that kind of attitude will not survive. Therefore, our job, I say our job as teachers in competitive exams is to do the following 3 or 4 things. Number one, spend a lot of time even before you teach to say that learning is their responsibility. Unless I go to the gym and exercise, by watching the gym instructor every day, my muscles will not become strong. I will not become strong by looking at the gym instructor. On the contrary, I may get frightened, look at his biceps. Therefore, I must exercise. When a child learns to walk 1 year, 1.5 years, the mother is afraid that the child would fall. Hold by the waist, then by the armpit, then the shoulder, then the one finger. The mother holds one finger. When the child learns to walk, it will pull the finger and start running once it knows how to walk. Because it may not be able to speak. The message is, I know how to walk, get lost. I know I will explore. The mother is afraid that the child goes there and falls down, hurts. Therefore, don't go there. There is one devil chair, Buddha, whatever. The mother frightens. Most people, fathers also. Why blame mothers? So all of us frighten them. You know, when the mother or father is not there, the child exactly goes there to find out what is there. In other words, you can't stop exploration. We should not. We have kids' curiosity in our schooling systems because, remember, write, get full marks. If somebody writes Newton's first law in a form, other than the way I have dictated, I will not give him full marks. This is the unfortunate scenario. We have survived. Country has survived like that. But those who made us do this have changed. The West has changed. But we are still holding on to that. Therefore, very soon, it is the capability and the competence. Typically, West has started calling it as outcome-based education, competency-based education. This competitive exam training people will have to graduate much faster than the formal system and see how I can build competency in my students and not marks. Marks should happen as a byproduct. If I am healthy, I can do the high jump, long jump, everything. If I am not healthy, what will I do? Therefore, we should build competency. The next question is, am I ready? How many of us can get 100% in our IIT question papers? How many of us can get 720 out of 720 when we teach for NEET? Can I do that in one day with the paper? Or can I do it in that 45 minutes each subject? This is what we should do. And we should read fundamental books. If somebody is a chemistry teacher, he should read Morrison and Boyd, Atkins, Bala Bruce. Mathematics people should solve Holland Knight, Loney. All books. So that way, our own competency should change. Why? Otherwise, these people go to IIT and we know what is happening in IITs. And therefore, our method, the student is the learner, he should come prepared all the preparation, including attempting previous IIT papers and solving most of it, the student should be able to do. Then I will help the child where the child has difficulty in solving some problems or some concept interpretation or concept application. If we as training people or competitive exam teachers graduate to that level, such institutions will survive and flourish. Because the society does not want this somehow crack the exam kind of thing. So, all of us have to actually graduate, and recently I was guiding one physics teacher. I said, unless you learn to get 720 out of 720 or 180 out of 180, don't start teaching. I have given a period of one year. Every week that teacher is reporting to me what that lady is doing. That's the way. If as a doctor, I don't know what else will I support treatment. And therefore the teachers. Second thing is, already some companies are not looking at mass cards. Wait, I am not a fortune teller kind of fellow, but in the education space, for having spent 58 years till now, I know what's trending. There are already companies where they don't look at mass cards. Somebody comes from IIM, 4 or 5 levels of interview. Somebody comes from MIT, 1 or 2 more rounds of study. Nobody will look at the mass card and give jobs. And therefore, the thing that we should build in our students is the ability to apply and solve real life problems. And for that, it is not that after a degree or a post-graduation they will do that. That should become their second nature. So continuing from where I left, the student should be told unless you exercise your limbs don't become strong, unless you think, you will not be able to. You may pass the IIT entrance or NEET entrance by chance, but you will not survive later. Therefore, learn. Then what is the role of the teacher? To teach strategies, planning, time management, confidence building. These are the things. This I did actually practice in days when I started. Year 1 I used to conduct a selection test. If somebody was not up to the mark, with all the sincere efforts, I would advise, focus on CET, don't waste your money, time, and lose the confidence for IIT. I would divert. Some people were unhappy. Sir, look what you were, sir. Why do you ask us to go? I said, you pay money, but I will be doing a deceitful job. I will not do that. But today, I see some of them who were rejected for the IIT, did CET very well. They have been again postgraduates and PhD awards from Stanford, MIT, and so on. So, you have to fix the responsibility for students, keep raising the bar by giving higher assignments and so on and so forth. So, student should be the learner. Learning is his or her responsibility. Enabling learning is our job. Building confidence. In fact, there is a survey in the recent past, maybe 4 or 5 years back, by one global consulting organization which came out with this final statement. Every one of us, without exception, is more capable than what we think we can. I think I can do only this much, but I am capable of more. Because I put a ceiling, I will not try to exceed that. I may think I can't solve Viridor. I may think I may not be able to solve 100% of Bernard and child. Let me try. Then I go to upper school, then I go to another book. I solve K.D. Joshi, whatever. In other words, unless I try, I will not be able to exceed the limit. And very often, we do this for 2 reasons. One, okay, if I say I am capable of this and if I don't, people make fun of me. This is one obvious reason, because everybody has to see me as an angel, right? Do we ever accept a failure? No. If somebody fails, that means he is no good. All the entrepreneurships in US who are funded are trusted more if they have failed once. If somebody had a startup and did not succeed, he is preferred for funding because he has some experience, he knows what works, what does not work. Here in our country, if somebody fails once, he is buried completely. No, that fellow is rocket and saying, man, why do you put a mood? Are you mad? This is the kind of scenario. We were the greatest entrepreneurs in the whole world one time. In 1700, India's contribution to global wealth was 24.5% of the total wealth. 24.5% of the wealth produced by the world was produced by India. We are today at 2.4%. We are entrepreneurs. We were the earliest civilizations. We were leaders in teaching for the whole world. Therefore, all that opportunity lies with you, because next 20 to 30 years is the period for Indian growth. Again, we are going to grow at a rate, not just GDP, grow as a power far beyond every other country. And the opportunities to mold them lies with you people. Therefore, tell children to be taking responsibility of learning, make them believe in themselves. If I don't believe in myself, who will believe me? Why should somebody trust me? So, give them the dignity. Never say this is wrong. Say there is another way of doing it, still a third way of doing it. I would do like this. Then they will say, that's why. Don't say you were wrong. Say, this path takes you surely there to the final answer. So, that way, you build confidence in children, never criticize. We have all failed at some point of time or the other in something or the other. When I say failed, not in exams. We might have passed the exams, but how many times we were confused? How many times we had great losing confidence? We have all done that. And therefore, they are still young. They are the only hope for the future. They are not going to be there. In fact, we see success in them. Therefore, as competitive examination, the faculty, your responsibility is to bring the best out of the child. Yes, sir. To bring the best out of the child and not get a certificate for myself. I am a great teacher is not what I should hear. He motivated me. Jobs are not going to come based on marks cards. Many colleges, universities, you will not see in the present form. Most engineering colleges and postgraduate centers will have to transform into something of experiential learning centers. You remember when computers were introduced, NIITs and architects turned out more people into the profession than the engineering colleges then. What does it mean? All that you need is build that skill early. For example, if the world is changing very fast, the future is exceptionally fast. Most of us do not know what kind of society with AR, VR, consciousness, these are the subjects of research. By the turn of century, the average life expectancy in this country is likely to touch 150 years. Average life. Average life expectancy is 150 years means there will be people who may live up to 200 years. 60 years, age of retirement. If people live up to 200, they have to keep feeding themselves and also others, productively work for 150, 160, 170 years. Who are those manpower? The routine jobs will be gone. With AI, ChatGPT and things like that, routine jobs, our drones and robots will till the agricultural field, sow the seeds, check the soil conditions, moisture, everything will be tested by them. They will harvest, bring to warehouses, have huge kitchens, put this produce, whatever I and you want, they will pack it and a drone drops at your doorstep and say, chap, your food is here at the doorstep, it will be hot for 15 minutes, eat your food before that time. People will not be doing routine jobs. Manual jobs will all be gone. Please take it from me. There will be no manual jobs. One time man in the pre-civilization state had to go, all his time was spent for food. He had to gather, he had to hunt and survive. But a stage has come in the human history where we will not work for our food. We will have to work more for our intellect. Therefore, if your ChatGPT has to be defeated, which is again made by us, you must be able to think beyond ChatGPT, and your students should be ready for that. If you say, I taught Newton's laws for 40 years, I taught your father, he will say, okay, you taught my father, go with him. That's all going to happen. Next generation students who are all trusting you, you should be able to do that.